Hi all, my name is Abani. Today I will discuss about the new concept of startup bean, which is part of EJB3.1 and Java EE6. So this is a new concept they have derived. You can have a enterprise bean which will act as a startup application for you. So to do that, they have introduced a new annotation called the startup. The package is java.x.ejb.startup, and you annotate any class with startup. Your container will treat the class as a startup bean, and after that you have to write two methods, and the two methods has to be annotated with two annotations called post construct and pre-destroy. These two annotations are part of Java Enterprise 5 edition. And when you deploy a sample EJB session bean or entity bean, you can use this post construct and pre-destroy in those beans. So now in Java Enterprise 6 it has been modified, and this being hugely used at the startup beans. So what it does, it's the name stays startup. So when you deploy your applications to your server, the application will start, and when the application starts, right, at that time the method which annotated with at that post construct will be called. And similarly, when you redeploy your application or stop your server, your application will be stopped, and the pre-destroy will be called before stopping your application. So I'll just have a walkthrough on the code how we can deploy in startup bean, and we'll just see the logs during our application deployment or server startup. So to get started, I have used Glassfish 3.1, which is a EJB 3.1 and Java EE6 compliant server, and I have used Eclipse IDE. I have in my previous sessions I have already created sample EJB session beans. Now I'll use the same project structure, and inside EJBs I followed the same package structure com EJB web EJBs, and now I'll just create a new class, click next, and say you name the class called let's say app startup bean, then click finish. So Eclipse will generate the default structure of your class. Now as you can see, the complete class is created called app startup bean. Now let's have two methods, public void initialize. I'll do some operations here, and one more method will write public void say destroy. We'll name it properly, say pre-destroy and on okay. We'll have two methods, on initialization and on pre-destroy. Okay, we shouldn't write pre-destroy, or we'll write it like pre-shutdown. I have two methods. Now as I told you, I'll annotate this class with startup. There is something called annotations called startup. The package is java.x.ejb.startup. So this is a new annotation introduced in Java EJB 3.1 and Java Enterprise 6. And moreover, to deploy this as a startup bean, one prerequisite is you have to use a annotations called singleton. As part of javax.ejb, there are two singleton, three are there. One singleton annotation is there in javax.ejb package, one is there in the JEE6 package, and the next is there in the single javax.inject. It's part of CDI. So we have to use javax.ejb. What does this singleton annotation does is it tells the container that only one instance of this bin will be created during deployment or something. Only one instance is noted, so the container will only create a single instance of the class. So another thing what I told, the two annotations, post construct, javax.annotation. So and another is pre-destroy. So these are the two annotations being used here. So when I deploy this bin class in my server, so whatever is used in whatever method is handled with post construct, that method will be invoked. Similarly, when the application is deinitialized or is redeployed, then the method which is handled with pre-destroy will be called. Now we'll just put some loggers and we'll just see. Let's have a logger object. Java util logging, logger dot get logger of now just print some messages over here. Let's say info, I'll just say initializing my services. Let's say in pre-shutdown, I'll just say destroying my services. As we enabled hot development in Glassfish 3.1, we'll just see the console over here. Now when I save it, IDE will try to deploy the application in my Glassfish server. Now we need to watch the log over here. So this is going deploying. This application is deploying now. See, now loading application EJB web this. Before that, it has generated this log initializing my services. So you can see this see these things, initializing my services. And one more thing we have to try, the destroy part, when it is destroyed. The pre-destroy means when your application will be redeployed. During redeployment, the server first stops the application and then starts it. So during stop of your application, this method will be called. Okay, so to see this, what we have to do, we'll do some changes and save it so that the application will be redeployed again, and we can see the changes. Say we'll just put one. Now I'll clear the log here. Just watch the log console. Now you can see this line. It says destroying my services. That means before shutting down the application, this method is being called. Okay. Now again my services is loaded. The application is loaded. So whatever changes I have made, that has come in the initialization. So this is a clear example of the post construct and pre-destroy, how this is being used in the startup EJB. So the prerequisites are, you have to use a singleton annotations. Your class has to be singleton, and it has to be annotated with startup. You can have two methods. You can have multiple, but any one of them should be annotated with post construct, and other should be annotated with pre-destroy. That's all.